So we're looking from the end of bar 17. So if you want to see how this fits into the rest of the piece, make sure you do lots and lots of listening to the recording of the whole piece, because then you'll see how it fits together in terms of the timings and where this section comes. And you'll also notice that there isn't a tutorial for lines 3 and 4, and that's because the material in those lines you will have already covered in the earlier tutorials. So if you make sure you do lots of listening, then listening to the whole piece, then you're going to understand how it all fits together. Okay, so looking at the end of bar 17, third finger on G, second finger next door, and thumb next door. The thumb actually plays at the beginning of the next bar. We're going to have it ready. And in terms of where this is, so here's my middle C here. So it's not the G just above that, it's the G above that. Okay, and here is how this little bit's going to go. I'll play that a couple of times and then we'll talk about what's happening there. In terms of the right hand, third finger on G, second finger next door, thumb next door, and it's jello, blue, blue, blue. How we achieve that is we play up from the G, but before we play the thumb, excuse me, I've been doing gardening yesterday, so dirty fingernails. Before we play the thumb, the second finger is going to move down to the G, and the third finger moves down to the E flat, so you end up with kind of a root position shape there. So you start off with them all next to each other, but before you play the thumb, so you're going to play the third finger and the second finger, but before you play the thumb, the second finger moves to G and the third finger moves to E flat. So you might want to pause the video and have a go at that. In terms of the left hand, doesn't play anything on the first two notes that the right hand are playing, but when we get to the beginning of bar 18, it comes in. And the notes are, you've got a root position shape with E flat at the bottom, G in the middle, and B flat at the top. Here's my middle C, so this now is the E flat, just a couple of strings above middle C. You've got that root position shape there. So if we put it together, we get... So the E is coming with the right hand thumb, then the G plays on its own, and then the B flat of the left hand comes with the G of the right hand. I'll show you again. And I know I said E at one point there and I meant E flat. You know what I mean? It's the E string, but it's playing an E flat. Okay, next little bit. So this is now bar 19. We've just got blue, blue, blue in terms of the rhythm. So thumb is on D. So again, it's not the D just next door to middle C, it's the D one up from that. Second finger next door and third finger next door. And in terms of the left hand, we've just got a long B flat. And that's the string that's next door to middle C, one down from middle C. Do it again. So if we put that together, we get... So you might want to pause the video and have a wee shot at that. Okay, so in terms of bar 20 and 21, they are exactly the same as bar 18 and 19. So you don't have this little bit before you get the main bit of tune though. So I will play you from the end of bar 17 and then bar 18, 19, 20 and 21. And you'll see how similar they are. It's just we haven't got that little motif the second time round. So if you just wanted bars, me to play bars 20 and 21 on their own, this is what it would sound like. Okay, so I'll take it from the end of 17 again, put those together. any dynamics written in there. It's just mezzo piano written right at the beginning of the piece. But you might want to create a little bit of interest there by maybe playing the first one louder and then doing the second one as an echo. It's up to you, but you could do something like... Sorry about the buzz, but yeah, something like that. Okay, and then we're on to the last two bars. So in terms of the left hand, let's do the left hand first this time. We're going to put our fourth finger on the E below middle C. So for some of you, that might be your very lowest E string. Again, it's an E flat because I've got my levers down. Okay, so fourth finger on E flat, and then you're going to miss 3 empty strings, pop your second finger onto the B flat, and then miss 2 empty strings, and thumb goes on the E flat. I'll just show you with the other hand, just sometimes that's easier to see, but you're going to be doing it with the left hand. And in terms of the rhythm, it's 2 ru, blue, 3 ye. Okay, and you're coming up from the bass upwards. So 2 ru, blue, 3 ye. So you can maybe pause the video, just try that once or twice till it feels comfy. Okay, and then in terms of the right hand, we are going to put our third finger on the E flat, second finger next door, and thumb next door. So again, here's my middle C, so this is a C up from that, and then we're on the E flat up from that. And in terms of the rhythm here, we're going to get jello, blue, blue, 3 ye. Or for those of you who don't think in those terms, 2 quavers, 2 crotchets, and then a dotted minim. Okay, so we're going to play the third finger first, so going up the way, but before we play the thumb, the second finger is going to go next door, and the third finger is going to go next door to that, and then we're going to come down from the top. So I'll just play you what I'm talking about, that's probably easier. And again. Once more. So can you see that's linked? So before the thumb plays, or you are going to have your second finger and third finger on, so that they're ready to come down with. Okay? And then if we put it together, this is how it's going to sound. So the 2 E's come together, the right hand E flat, sorry, the left hand bass E flat and the right hand E flat come together. Then the right hand F comes on its own, and the G comes on its own as well. And then when you're playing the second finger F with the right hand, that's where the second finger of the left hand plays as well. And then the 2 remaining strings come together. So if we do that whole section, we get and what I did with the dynamics there, I did the first bit loud, and then I did a little echo, and then I went back to loud for the end to just sort of have a strong ending. But it's totally up to you what you want to do with the dynamics. So you might not agree with that, you might want to just have a gentle diminuendo at the end. I'm not sure what I do in the recording. So there's all kinds of things to play around with to make it your own.